It is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, and while most football and netball leagues and associations have the weekend off, not so for Sunraysia. They just keep on keeping on, I guess. The Owen United Kangas going beautifully last week. A big win for them, and the head Kanga joins us to tell us all about it. How are you, Caitlin Vine?
I am good. Good to be back.
Good.
Classic Sunraysia, always a little bit backwards, playing on the long weekend, but we're on a roll, so we'll keep it up.
Why not? Big win for you guys last week against South Mildura on their new, well, I guess relatively new stadium there. So good win, 40-37. Must have been pleasing.
Very pleasing to have that win. It was certainly a tight game. We came out firing in the first quarter. We had quite a good lead, and then I think by half time and certainly three-quarter time we were even. So the last quarter was literally neck and neck. It was the last few minutes that we got those final goals. So fantastic game to play and to watch as well.
Yeah.
Very unusual on the indoor courts. It was a balmy 21 degrees in there, and we were dripping sweat. So very slippery too on the indoor courts, but a great experience as well.
Fantastic. Well, it would have been something a little different, I imagine. And while everyone else out there was freezing outside watching the footy, you guys were, I guess, stripping off and looking for the water bottles.
Absolutely.
All right. So a good win for the Kangas. How'd the rest of the club go? Obviously, you don't get to play. Do you get to play every match indoors under those? How does it work? Have they got multiple courts indoors, or what's the story?
Yeah, so they've got 3 courts. So all of our games were indoors, and then we also had a warm-up court as well. So all the juniors and everyone got to have a crack on them, which would have been a pretty amazing experience for some of those juniors. I mean, even for us, it sort of it was a really weird feeling, but it was really exciting to be in there in that environment.
Stuff. So that's fantastic. Great experience for the Kangas crew, and even better when you have a win in the A grade. So an important one too. We'll look at the ladder a little bit later on. Some other big matches played across the weekend. We'll get rid of the, I guess the hiding. We'll talk Wentworth and Redcliffs first of all. And Wentworth, well, they did what Wentworth do. They towered up Redcliffe 63-25.
Yeah, I read in an article that the coach of Wentworth wasn't overly impressed with their game and thought they could do better. So at 25-63 win, you would think that you'd be pretty happy. I know Wentworth had their young shooters in to give them a bit of experience, and I know Redcliffe had to move some of their players from goals to defence just to try and make a change, but unfortunately Wentworth just stole the show there.
Yeah, they're a very good unit. So we'll move on to Mildura, who travelled to Robinvale and took on Robinvale Euston and had a good win in the end, 58-42. That's a solid win for them.
Solid win for Mildura, who are looking quite strong. And obviously Robinvale still haven't quite got the win on the board, so no surprises there. But that's a very interesting game for us as we move into our last 2 games for the first half of the season. So, interesting win, but interesting score too.
Yeah. Speaking of interesting, this one we thought yours was a cracking game. Only 3 goals in it. Well, this one was even closer. Imperials at home against Merbeen, and well, they just happened to be in front when the final whistle went, I think.
Absolutely. We did say this would be a close one. Having played against both of these teams too, I knew that they would come up for a good clash. Imperial's defence just seemed to start. I know Merbeen, again, had to make a few changes to try and push through the centre and make some space, but unfortunately they went down by the 1 goal, so Imps took it away.
Yeah, they did, and sad for Merbeen. They got a fantastic percentage for a team that's only won 1 game for the season, but Imperials sneak up to 5th on the ladder now, breathing down the neck of South Mildura. Tied on points. It's only percentage really separating them now. And for your girls, a game and a half clear of that race for 4th spot and looking above rather than looking below, I'd imagine, at Mildura and Wentworth. In particular, maybe Mildura just trying to chase them down and maybe replace them in the top 2.
Yeah, absolutely. So 24-18 there between the 2nd and 3rd spot. But, I mean, we're happy where we're sitting in 3rd. We're quite comfortable there. We've just got to keep chipping away. And obviously Robinvale this week and then Mildura next week. So, it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks, but at this stage, we're just happy to be in that 3rd spot, pretty comfortable at the moment.
Yeah. Well, the other advantage you've got, of course, you've got a game in hand on Mildura, who haven't had the bye yet. So effectively, really, when you look at it, you're only half a game back from them, and we'll have to play them again at some point. So second spot at the very least, if not top spot, but certainly second spot well and truly within your grasp. Before we move on and have a look at this week's round of matches, because you guys are playing this week, as we've said a couple of times. Last weekend, the Sunraysia crew hopped on the highway and went out to Bendigo to play in that Northern Association's competition, and the Sunraysia crew did quite well.
Yeah, so they travelled to Bendigo for the Northern Regional Qualifiers, which was a fantastic game. I think it was a bit wet for the girls, but they all played really well. I'm not 100% sure how our 15s and 17s teams went. I think they went quite well.
Yep.
But our 13s team, which has our Kangas' very own Maggie Smith in their team, they did really well, and they'll progress to the championship finals in Melbourne next month. So fantastic achievement for Sunraysia, but specifically for our girl Maggie. She's under 13. She's about 6 foot tall, fiery red hair, and she's just an absolute cracker. So well done to all those girls that travelled up there and did the SFNL proud.
Fantastic. And standing in compost there, and Owen, getting them tall young, why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's have a look at round 8 of matches. I'll try and get it right. And the Owen United Kangas will be at home at Underball. You've got Robinvale Euston coming to town.
Yeah, we love playing at Underball. It's always a bit further for the other people to travel, and they're always not happy to be there. But we love playing out there. It's a great atmosphere, and Robinvale will certainly be a good clash. Obviously, as we've talked about, their A grade hasn't had a win yet, so our A grade is really eager to step up and get that win. But their B grade is actually on top of the ladder, Robinvale, undefeated. So our B grade game is probably going to be that really tough game that we desperately need to win in order to be in a good spot as we look into the second half of the season. And I think their juniors are a bit the same. They're sort of in between or just above or just below us. So really important games for Owen this week.
Right. Should be a cracking round of matches there, and the A grade will start warm favourites to win, but that B grade clash might end up being match of the day there at Underball. So there'll be plenty of people getting down there for it, I'm sure. Let's have a look at the other A grade matches and we'll get your tips. It's a very interesting round, this one. What about this one? Irimple hosting Imperials, and this is an important game for both clubs. In particular, Imperials have just got something going at the moment.
Yeah, they do. I think they're having that little bit of a run on now, so we'll just wait and see. But I don't know. I think Irimple might get there still.
Wentworth will start favourite against South Mildura, who are just hanging on to that 4th spot at the moment. So a big game, this one, for them. But Wentworth, you couldn't tip against them.
Couldn't tip against them, but I'm hoping that we can kind of get that percentage up for the other teams and narrow that score just a little bit. Someone's got to get close to them.
Yep, it'll happen at some point, but at the moment you'd think Wentworth there. But tell you what, here's a pretty big game for Redcliffs. They're away at Kenny Park to Moorbeen, and for the first time in a long time, forget last week's results, you'd have to almost think Redcliffe start favourites here, which is probably a bit foreign to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think even Matt, after playing against Redcliffe and seeing how they went and then putting that against how we played against Moorbeen, it's going to be really interesting. But yeah, go Redcliffe. Yeah,
that's a tough one, isn't it? Moorbeen so close last week, and Redcliffe's a couple of wins so far, and another win puts them level on points with South Mildura and Imperials if the results go their way. So it's a big round of matches, this one.
Absolutely. It's just getting better and better.
All right. Well, enjoy. Good luck. And then enjoy putting your feet up on Sunday and Monday with the public holiday.
Absolutely. We've got a couple of football netball reunions over the weekend, so it's going to be a full weekend of Kangas glory.
Massive weekend. I know the Flow Man has got Mr. Willsmore on to have a bit of a chat about that, but not just football reunions, netball reunions as well at Underball, right?
Absolutely, yes. Quite a few teams from the Underball, Walpy-up Underball days, so they'll be in fine form, I'd say, Saturday, Sunday, and then potentially Monday. I wouldn't put it past them. So it'll be great to celebrate with.
Sounds like a long weekend. Enjoy that, and we'll catch up with you next week to find out how it all went.
Thanks so much. Go Kangas.